Hi, welcome to Hello Action. This is our final episode. We are so happy to be back, but we are so happy to have made it through 10
We did it.
episodes. It has been a long, tumultuous, enjoyable, just difficult time, but we have managed to push through. We have different businesses, we have different jobs, we have so much
Mhm.
together, but this was really important to us to put out there. So we are so grateful to all of our listeners, everyone who
Yes.
hears us on YouTube, everyone who listens to us on Anchor and Apple, on
Thank you.
Instagram, on Facebook. We appreciate you so much, and we thank you for being here with us. 10 episodes long. Onisha, we're at our final episode.
We did it.
We did it. We did it.
I'm so
We did
excited
it.
about our topic today.
Yeah. So at the end of it all, here we are.
Here we are. How
How do
do
we
we
stay
keep going?
inspired?
I love this word. I just love it. It's so
Yeah.
calm when we say it. Inspiration.
Mhm. Yeah,
Inspired.
because after everything that we've been through,
Yes.
from why did we delay goal setting,
Yes.
to sort of like understanding, like, the things that keep us limited and cripple
Mhm.
us, and then looking into intellectual property,
Yes.
different things, then breaking
Breaking
the
bias.
bias, wellness wheel, all of these different things. And then we even did a short on Black history. We
Yes.
celebrated our Black culture and the people that has paved the way.
Yes.
We saw that inspiration was all around us through all of the episodes that we have done. But we know that a big part of saying hello to action is keeping that consistent action. That was one of our mission
Exactly.
statements, was like
Yes.
not just saying hello to an action, but being consistent in that action in a positive way. And we saw that a big part of that was being inspired to, keeping that creative juice going, or
Mm-hmm.
staying in love with that
Yes.
goal that
Staying
we
in
have.
love with our
Yeah.
goals. Yeah. And I think it's so important because there's so many things that could drive us into falling out of love
Mhm.
with our goals.
Yeah.
And this is why it's just so important, this conversation today, to just speak about how do we keep going, even after everything that's happened, the storm that we've weathered, right?
The
The
weather.
things
Yeah.
that we are going through on a daily basis. How do we keep going, even when there's distractions, when there's failure, when there's, bad days? How do we keep going? How do we stay
I
inspired?
love what you just said. Like, when we talked about falling in and out of love with our goals. Um, and when you just highlighted, like, if we've seen something or something occurred while we're chasing these goals or whatever like that, and it's something that gives us a negative reaction.
Yeah,
For me, it's sometimes feeling like I'm swiping my card to invest in my
yeah,
business,
exactly.
and I have not seen that return yet.
Yeah.
But I keep having to tell myself, invest. I believe in myself, and I
Yes.
need to invest. And so once you said that just now, I remember just having to pay about $1,000, which is probably cheap for a lot of people, but I paid like $1,000 for professional photos
Girl.
for my business,
Yes.
for my brand. And I was like, shoot, what's going on here?
1,000 photos.
How many
$1,000.
books do I have to sell to make this thousand? But
Mhm.
I just sort of rephrased how I was perceiving that, and said to myself that I'm worth the investment, and I know that
Absolutely.
I can come to the table now with
Hmm.
something that I'm proud of and start saying, okay, this is what I need to be charging, or this is what I need to, my value, my worth. I needed to see that and believe in that. And it
Absolutely.
really inspired me. Like seeing myself having professional photos
Hmm.
and seeing how it looked, I saw into my future in a
Yes.
bigger way that I didn't see before. And
Yes.
now my husband said to me, these photos are looking like six figure, seven figure Latoya
Hmm.
Belfont John. And I said, you know what? That's who I need to be calling myself now. And I need to start walking into that and calling that into being.
Because
So
it's gonna happen. And it's happening.
that is it. that helped me. That really helped me to push more, and it gave me so much inspiration,
Absolutely.
right? So,
Absolutely. And I just love that you mentioned this because I think one thing that we sort of do, again, as even in the previous episode where we were talking about money and how sometimes that's what actually hinders us from going after our goals,
mhm,
especially even something that we've mentioned in trademarking, copyrights, etc. But professional photos, this is something that is so important because today, in this day and age, especially where, things are up in the air, COVID has completely demolished everything. But, you know, the person that you want to be, the things that you want others to perceive of you, when they're gonna look at this photo, they're gonna be like, my God, did you make $1 million already? Hey, you know what I mean? And even though that $1,000, girl, I know it hurt their pocket. I mean, it's not even just like when you have kids and all of those things,
yeah,
it's
girl,
hard. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like it's hard. And don't be on here talking about, oh, kids ain't. Hey, 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 kids, yes,
expensive.
kids, yes. You know, we have to be aware of those things. Those are our representation. That is what we want people to see. This is where we bring our value. This is where we bring the structure and the stature and all of those beautiful things, right?
Yeah.
That investment is so important. How do we stay inspired? Is investing in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's investing in yourself. And the thing is too, is another thing that I just wanted to mention about that is rebranding.
Mm-hmm.
Because you see, those photos are an elevation to your business right now. Those photos that you've taken before, of course, they're gorgeous and they're still beautiful, but now you've taken your business to another level. And this is something that I mention so frequently when somebody's like, Onisha, I'm not doing good in my business. I don't know what to do. Rebrand. Onisha, my relationship is not working. This is not happening. Rebrand. Rebrand. That's it. And rebrand can happen in so many different ways. It doesn't mean just your business. This is in your life. If
Yeah.
something is not working, you change it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And it sounds simple. It's not simple. But
No.
how can we do this? There's just five simple ways that we can do so,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I see the first one that we've both talked about, and I think happened to really relate to you as well, for me as well,
Mm-hmm.
is to use inspirational quotes. I think that that is so important. I love inspirational quotes. I love to see them. I love to read it. I love to recite them. So I'm just going to mention one that's on my wall actually, which is from Jim Rohn. If you don't know him, he's a philosopher. He's a great entrepreneur. He had actually passed away years ago. And I was so upset when I found out that he passed away because I was like, I want to meet this guy, you know? But one of my favorite quotes from him is the major key to your better life is you.
Mm.
And
Impactful.
I swear, when I read that, I said, oh my gosh, the major key is you,
Yeah.
is me.
Mm-hmm.
How can
Because
we
the
get in our
power
head?
is in your hands. I
It's
think sometimes
you. Exactly.
we're not even focused on that. Like you
Yeah,
said, if a situation is not to our liking,
yeah,
we have the power to change it. If a conversation is happening that you don't like, that is bringing you into a dark place, you have the power to change it. If your job
exactly.
is being fruitless, you have the power to change it. And that's what I hear from that quote.
Exactly. That is
Really,
exactly
yeah.
it. I
For
think it's such
me,
a beautiful.
one of the quotes that inspirational for me right now. There's so many quotes that bring
Of course.
inspiration, but one that I wrote myself is what I started to sort of have as my mission statement for the year was vision. Vision is useless without strategy and action. And when I
For sure.
began my year, like I said, I realized like over so much time had passed that why did I complete some of my major goals last year and a year ago compared to 10 years ago? Yes, resources is one, but it was just that I was not dreaming or visioning big enough.
Yeah,
But then my strategy and action had to match that vision.
exactly.
That vision needs a strategy and action to match. And once you
Hmm.
understand that, I was I'm head on, full blown, full force, full speed. I really can't hold myself back actually.
No.
I, like We said hello to Action Guys, I think in January, and
Yes,
the amount of opportunities that has come our way,
my
we're
God,
overwhelmed,
overwhelmed,
overwhelmed. But
busy.
that those quotes and those things that we have that
Yeah,
can like you said, you recite it, you
yeah,
reflect on it, and
yeah,
you let it seep into your soul, and you
exactly.
use that as your driving force to keep going.
Yeah.
And inspirational quotes are everywhere. Okay,
And I think it's
list
perfect that you mentioned that because it goes right to the next one, right? List
list
your
your
reasons. What
reasons for what drives you. Yeah.
I think, even for myself, there's so many different reasons that drive me, you know, to what I want to do, to where I want to be. But one of the major reasons is because I'm still here. I'm still alive, guys. And I know I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned this in the podcast before, but I'll mention it every time because even for myself,
Mm-hmm.
one of the major things that I had said and I kept as a motivation for me this year, along with that Jim Rohn quote, was that if you're still here, you still have not found your purpose yet. Like, like sometimes when you're fulfilling your purpose in life, unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't end, as we think. Like in so many ways, I feel like my son served his purpose here. You know, his purpose was for me to continue going and help other women through pregnancy and infant loss.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and while I have this purpose now, I haven't fulfilled it.
Yeah.
I haven't fulfilled the need yet. And until I'm done that, that is when I am gonna be, you know, among the stars, and
Mm-hmm.
and that's just what I believe. I find it so strong. Like, I did have a friend who also passed away. Um, he was actually run over by a truck. And why I'm mentioning this is because there was no stop sign there for the trucks before. But when he passed away, those stop signs for the trucks were there now.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, sometimes we see these things that happen, and we're wondering. We're like, well, why did this happen? Why, And yes, they do say everything happens for a reason, and that's something that you do not want to hear when somebody passes away, by the way. But eventually you start to kind of come to terms with that reason and think that, okay, maybe it did really serve a good purpose, even though I miss this person so much,
Yeah,
you
you
know?
try to find a positive for it.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Do you have any more reasons that drives you to keep going after your goals?
Well, definitely my son.
Yes.
you know? I think that becoming a mother was, well, I mean, I didn't get to become the full-fledged mother that I wanted to be, right? To
Still,
hold my baby, to take him out, to, you know, listen to him cry and be a full-fledged mother, full-time mother. But, it's crazy because when I was growing up and I was dreaming about things, I was dreaming about becoming, best-selling author, coach, motivational speaker, all of these different things. And even though while I'm doing it, the best title for me was mom,
hmm
you know because at the end of the day, even amongst all of those things that you're going through, that you're doing on a daily basis, your family is something that continuously is what holds you together.
yeah, yeah,
you know
main reason, yeah,
yeah.
and that's
And
what I
like,
would do. Like I would list my reasons.
hmm,
And I think it's really important. First of all, it's really important and impactful to write anything
write
down.
them down. Yeah,
Like when you're writing your goals or your feelings,
yeah,
your brain is absorbing and registering it and
yes,
retaining it in a much different way than if you heard it or
heard it
seen it.
exactly.
So when you list your reasons, I would list from most valuable to least. And so
Yeah,
like you're saying, family, your children, the legacy. And I feel like for
the
you, when you
legacy.
talk about your son, I feel like it's so much bigger. Your reason is to make sure that his life
Yeah,
is worth it. Everything
yeah,
that he did and that he was here, everything that you do is to show that value. And so I see that in everything that you do, by the way. So I congratulate you.
thank
For
you.
me, I list my reasons, and it's definitely my son, my family, my husband, a legacy for my children, for my relatives. Financial freedom is one of the reasons.
Absolutely.
Capability to do so, to provide opportunities. So those are
Yeah.
the things that will drive me, and you would list them down. And I would even suggest listing them down and putting them wherever you work, so that
Yes.
way you can visually see it, on those days that you want to give up, that you can
Yes,
say, oh my God, no, I,
I
I
have to keep
want to help
going.
this, I want to keep my foundation, Little Bean Foundation alive. I want to have, you know what I mean? You have that visual representation. And I think that moves us into selective physical representation one,
Exactly.
right?
And I think that that's so important too, because that's even just having quotes on the
Mm-hmm.
wall sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And even like you said, having that list of reasons, right? And I think even too, when you have those physical things, and even if that's your faith, if
Mm-hmm.
God, if you believe in God, I mean, there's a lot of people who don't believe in God, but if you believe in a physical sense or a physical presence, or even if that's just a person that you look up to,
Yeah.
select that physical representation that means the most to you and allow that to drive you to anything and beyond,
Yeah. Yeah.
because that's what's going to keep you going. I
Yeah.
know for sure. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Physical representation is really important because we connect to things and people and places, and we connect to, someone has given me a gift, and we have that emotional
Mhm,
attachment. And so that's what
mhm,
physical representation does. We're listing those reasons, and then we're attaching it to something, a physical present that is there, that will guide us and help us to keep us attached to our goals. And so
mhm.
your faith, your quote, maybe a Bible, we have quotes. I have quotes over my office. I have certificates, maybe you took certificates to show
Yeah.
that, your diplomas and your degrees, to show your journey in your academics and stuff like that. And I think also, just having, like, even I know in some business offices you see their family photo. Sometimes you're having a long day and you're like, God, I hate this job, I could quit right
Right?
now if this manager says one thing to me. I'm quitting
Right.
right now. But you look over and you see that picture of your family and you remember the reasons why you do everything that you need to do. So those physical representations are super important. It keeps us inspired, it keeps us going, it keeps us remembering our whys and our reasons.
Exactly. And that just goes to even let others inspire and lead you.
Yes. Mhm.
I think that falls in perfectly because, like you said, your family could be that picture of your family could save the day.
I'm sure it
Okay.
has.
And I'm sure it has,
Yeah.
because there's some people who want to go wild on their boss girl.
Mhm.
But you just see that and it just soothes you up and it says, okay, I have reasons to keep going. I have reasons to live. I have reasons that, okay, I might not like this job, but I have to keep going anyways, right?
Mhm.
And others inspire you and lead you, even if that's a mentor, right? Or that's a therapist that helps you through the day, that gets you through, that shows you that, okay, yes, right now everything is kind of up and down, but breathe, relax, pace yourself, be easy on you, like you would say,
Mhm.
take your time. There's nothing that can hinder you from anything except yourself. I
Yes.
think that that's important, is that, we think that people or things are controlling us and we don't realize that we're in control.
Mhm. Mhm.
Sometimes we forget that. And I think that that's what's important, is that even if it's, let's say, for example, it's somebody that you can just shed a tear on, put your cry on their shoulder, any of those things. You know what I mean? Like, um, have that person inspire and lead you.
Yeah.
Somebody who can guide you, somebody who you can lean on.
Yeah.
I think
And I
that's
love,
important.
like we talk about family, we talk about friends, we talk about, maybe you might have someone that you admire, someone on Instagram that you look up to that is in the same field as you. So you consistently, you follow the right people. You follow
Yeah.
people on Instagram or Facebook that will constantly kind of show you that, okay, I can do this, I can do this, I can keep up, I can get up, I can, and like you were saying, a mentor or a coach, a goal success coach, a life coach, like whatever you need to do to be inspired. Sometimes you may need to go to a workshop or a retreat. Find those events, find those things, a networking event. A
Yes.
networking event is such a great boost of inspiration. When you see other hungry entrepreneurs and you see other people in your business and you sit down and you listen and you hear, I've done this, I did this, but this is where I failed, this is where I could do better. Okay, let's connect. when you need help. And there, just like that, you get a mentor, you get someone to lead and guide you. So these are a great ways, guys. Networking events. Go out there, be social, show up, support others. Supporting others can really inspire you. I found so much inspiration from people when I just showed up to support them, and I hear what they're doing, and I see what they're doing, and I see their growth. So
Yeah.
let's step into that and find people that, get that tribe. I mentioned in my visionary goal setting, visionary approach to goal setting, having a vision tribe. And Anisha is part of that vision tribe, having those women, a group of women I have around that I share my visions and goals with, that will help me to, hey, this is how you can get it done. Hey, you need a resource? I call Anisha a resource queen, by the way, guys. You need anything in the world, she'll tell you
Hey,
where
girl,
to get it.
I will
She's
hook you up.
the resource queen. Follow her on Instagram. She knows every and everybody, everything, where to get work. And so when I have any sort of like, kind of like, I want to do these, I want to get this done, I ask her what to do, where to find this information, and she helps with that. But what I'm saying is that your vision tribe has to be inspirational people around you who are doing those things and who can pick you up as well as you can pick them up. You know.
That's it.
And our
The
last
final, final.
tip, guys: exercise,
Oh my God.
meditate, and
And
play.
play. And play.
Ooh. Oh yeah, this is all about the mental part right here. All of these things aim to help us stay focused on our goals and to stay saying hello to action, is
Yes.
that we know that there's a mental part to it. Sometimes
Yes.
we're mentally tired and worn out,
Mm.
and we're losing, like we say, we're losing our motivation, we're losing our inspiration. And sometimes we need to stop, take rest, leave
Yes.
this work and take time away and sort of reflect, focus, probably go back to our reasons of why.
Exactly.
Pray, get centered with God, ask for direction. Sometimes we're lost in our direction, our purpose, and where to go. Praying and connecting with God can help us to
Mhm.
find that way, you know.
Yeah.
Exercising, get those stress out, toxins out. Relax yourself, take away your anxiety, your depression for that moment to clear your head, get clarity.
Yes.
Of course, for me, playing, having fun, enjoy life. Because otherwise, when you
Yes.
feel like work is more than fun and play, you lose your inspiration, you lose your why, you lose your connection
Exactly.
to your goal.
Have a
You
glass
start
of
to
wine
hate
here and there if you want.
it. Yeah,
Enjoy. Listen to meditation music. If you need your partner to give you a massage, if that's what it takes to get through the day, then you get it. You understand me? If you need to go and get a massage at the spa, if you even need to take a day at the spa,
yeah.
go and do it. You need to do something that puts you in an element of freedom, you know, relaxation,
Freedom of mind. Yeah.
de-stress. Exactly. Because I feel like we're all work, work, no play, right?
Hmm.
And I think that's why the play is so important. If it's going out to dinner with a friend, if it's, seeing your family on the weekends, whatever you can do to de-stress and, just clear your mind is what needs to work for you. Exercising, get those aggressions out. Sometimes we're holding on to so much anger throughout the week. You wanted to hit your boss, but you can't. So listen, go to the gym, go for boxing. Kickboxing is
Yeah.
great, like meditation. I love that is one of my favorite things to do is actually listen to meditation music. Just playing, going on YouTube and playing a list of where it's just you can either hear water, you can either hear just the trees blowing, something that is just soothing, comforting, relaxing,
Yeah.
something that can clear your mind where you literally just sit there and try to think of nothing. Of course it's hard, but you kind of get, used to it in a minute. Give yourself 5 minutes just to breathe and focus on your breathing. Deep breaths in and out, slowly. Allow yourself to count to 30. Count sheep if you need to. But just, do something that is going to help you relax.
Yeah, clear your
That's
mind. The whole point is to get clarity, because
it.
that's why we lose sight of our goals, sight of our dreams. Lack of inspiration is because our minds become too clouded,
Oh,
too
yeah.
depressed, too stressed. And so
Yeah.
exercising, meditating, praying, and spending
Hmm.
time with family, taking a, laugh here and there is really reminds you of why you started this in the first place.
Exactly.
Oh,
And
what a beautiful time we had with you all. 10 episodes in, and we're about to close the shop down. Hello Action. Although we'll not be recording Hello Action for a little bit, we will still be passionately pursuing
absolutely.
action in our lives. I know that for sure. You have so much coming up. Just make sure
Yeah.
to follow us, follow Anisha on Instagram,
Hello, Latoya.
follow me. And guys, it was our pleasure. Last words, Onisha.
I just want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you to our listeners. Thank you to whoever tunes in, girl.
Yeah,
Thank you,
we
thank you,
appreciate
thank
every
you.
one of you.
We
Even if it's
appreciate it.
four of you
Even if
guys.
it's yeah, even if it's four, it's okay. We're so grateful because you
Yeah.
even take the time to listen. When we created this podcast, it was literally just through a conversation, guys.
Hmm.
Okay?
Hmm.
Just through a conversation. We weren't even really planning to go through it, but we did it.
We did
We're
it.
here. And guess what? We're still inspired. We're
We're
still
still
inspired to
ins-
continue going.
we're still inspired.
We
Can you
are.
believe it?
Can
After
you
all
imagine?
of the struggles.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? After everything I've been through, after everything you've been through
Yeah,
this
it's
year,
been a long
we're
year.
still going, you know? And I think that that is so important just to close off this show is to say, whatever you are going through is not going to define you. It is not going to break you, but it's only going to continue to form the person that you are meant to be in life. Just follow the path that you are on right now. Follow the path. It's okay. It's okay. It's going to take time. Yes, you're going to endure a lot of failure. You're going to endure a lot of hard work. You're going to endure a lot of tears, and it's okay. There are so many ways to stay inspired. And even if what we have mentioned right now does not inspire you or keep you inspired, you have a way to make a list. You have the power to create something that keeps you inspired.
Mhm.
Because sometimes you're not going to find it through us, but you'll find it through yourself, what keeps you inspired. And
Oh
that
yes.
way you can continue to inspire people who are looking for the same inspiration that you're looking for. So thank you guys for tuning in. We're so happy to have you. This is the end of season one. Get ready for season two because it's about to be so hectic. I'm telling you.
Get ready for season 2, guys. We'll be coming back, I believe, possibly in September.
Yes.
But hit us up on YouTube, hit us up on Instagram, let us know, and we will be there. You'll catch up with us, see what's going on with us. We have so many other things in store. We hope you
Exactly.
enjoyed trucking it through 10
Yeah.
episodes with us because we definitely enjoyed you. So make sure to say
Hello to Access.
bye for
Bye,
now.
guys. Mwah.